This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. But here now the news for December 17, 2025. A permit related to the construction of the Cars area and the Disney Villains Land at Magic Kingdom has been approved by the South Florida Water Management District. The permit was filed on October 13th and approved on December 12th. It covers 33.15 acres. The general project description reads, construction of conveyance systems and a new dry detention pond for discharge into the canal. The canal is a backstage canal at Magic Kingdom that previously connected Rivers of America to Bay Lake and the Seven Seas Lagoon. It's where the floats for the electrical water pageant are stored when not in use. The permit mostly concerns drainage around the future Cars and Villains areas. The red lines in the piece you're looking at now are drain lines, while the blue oval near the top of the image is the stormwater pond. The drain lines go into areas that are currently backstage. The structures outlined around the edges of the image include Big Thunder Mountain Railroad and the Haunted Mansion show building. The permit expires in 2030, gives them some time. That doesn't mean the two areas will be completed by then. I will say this, Disney did tell us though that everything that was on screen at D23 would be done by that year. So 2030 at the latest is when we're getting the Villains Land. I would tend to believe the Cars area is before 2030. The wave dancers in the Moana section of the Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away nighttime parade have received new lighted props and choreography 6 months after the Magic Kingdom parade's debut. In our initial review of Starlight, one of our consistent issues was the dancers, who opened several sections. Each group is clad in dark costumes and either wearing or holding a lighted prop. Butterflies for Encanto, the diamond-shaped spirits of the forest for Frozen, and finally the fabric waves for Moana. While the overall effects for all the dancers were lackluster or static, the waves in particular received most of the negative feedback. The effect consisted of dancers essentially marching while flapping their arms and holding sheer fabric with dim net lights. As of mid-December, which you can see in the photos you're seeing now, the wave dancers are now wielding brightly lit bundles of green and blue fiber optic cables and performing new choreography. These fiber optic glow bundles are very reminiscent of the ones that you'll find with the fiber fairies in the Paint the Night parade at Disneyland. The lights used in the Disney Starlight version appear to be handheld only, whereas the ones in Paint the Night are a combination of those nearly identical fiber optic handheld lights, along with lights that are attached to the costumes that extend down the sleeve and out past the performer's hands. The handheld lights appear to be the same for both parades, though. And here you go, a change, and I think for the better. I think they're listening to guest feedback and understand that this parade could use some help, and this is a good start. It's a step in the right direction. They look certainly much better than they did before. The Minnie, Daisy, Donald, and Goofy meet and greets inside of Pete's Silly Sideshow in Storybook Circus at the Magic Kingdom will temporarily move, likely due to refurbishment work. The Pete's Silly Sideshow Circus tent will be temporarily unavailable beginning on January 5th, 2026. Minnie Mouse, Daisy Duck, Donald Duck, and Goofy will greet guests elsewhere in Storybook Circus at this time. Disney has not confirmed more details about where that will be or what's going on. But again, the closure seems to be related to repairs for the Pete's Silly Sideshow tent, which was recently, we recently reported was torn. In October, Disney filed 2 permits for Pete's Silly Sideshow and Big Top Souvenirs. They both contracted Berdare Incorporated, which specializes in structures like canopies and roofing. The walls previously blocking quick access to the restrooms in the Norway Pavilion at EPCOT have come down as work continues on a new addition to the area. The walkway from the promenade to the restroom is no longer blocked by those walls, though several walls remain nearby. The walls started going up in September around the courtyard near Anna and Elsa's Royal Sommerhus. We also noticed some of the shrubs outside the stave church have been removed. There's now fresh pine straw laid on the garden bed where they were. The Norway Pavilion is getting a new permanent beverage kiosk, replacing the former cart. The kiosk is still behind construction walls, but may open in time for the busy Christmas week. There was previously a small beverage cart in this area along the main World Showcase walkway. The cart is now gone, replaced with a more permanent structure. Peeking above the construction walls is a gable roof covered in foliage, matching some of the pavilion's other rooftops. This is right where the cart was previously. The rest of the building has wood finishes with Scandinavian carvings. No signs or menus are visible just yet, but we assume they're going to sell the same beverages and beers that the former cart did. This is something we've seen across Disney World property the last couple of years, getting rid of very temporary or not so permanent carts for food and drink and replacing them with more permanent structures, likely not only for the purpose that it looks better, but I think also for the enjoyment of the day of the cast members that work in these locations. A lot of these places are now interiors. They have interiors, they're air conditioned or heated, and just a better working environment for the cast members, or maybe just gives them more space to do what they need to do for the guest. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to WDWNT.travel and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disney Resorts to Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. And the best part is their concierge services are 100% free. That's right. So book today. Real quick, the Gertie Cam. This might be the last time we go to the Gertie Cam because you got to get your orders in now if you even want them for Christmas. But I will say, I think we've only got like 50 of these left, and that's it. We're not making it again. So if you want the giant inflatable Gertie, this is pretty close to last call, folks. Get it now at carouselofproducts.com. But I also want to show you, if you like this Gertie, but it's too big for your home, maybe we have a little something else. Katie, could you roll that wonderful little teaser? Yep, there it is. The December Magnet of the Month is Santa Gertie. And I do promise you, I know many of you who are subscribed are like, I love these, but enough dinosaurs. I promise you there are no dinosaurs in 2026 in our Magnet of the Month program. But this is the December Magnet. So if you order, if you subscribe to the program by December 31st, you will get our beloved Gertrude J. Dinosaur. Here she is. And then every month after that, every month is a new original Disney theme park character in magnet form, because Disney will never make them. Get yours now, carouselproducts.com to sign up. And if magnets aren't your thing, I got a surprise coming for you in just a few days' time, so stay tuned. But get your Gertie magnet. Yes, here it is. Isn't she cute? She's adorable. We love our Gertie. But let's get back to the news, shall we? Construction walls have come down from around the Garden House, the Sake Kiosk in EPCOT's Japan Pavilion. The kiosk has been closed since July. Though the kiosk was not demolished, it has been significantly altered. Instead of doors on the front of the building, there are now windows. And meanwhile, 2 former windows on the side of the building have become 2 doors. The stonework around the bottom of the building was altered to accommodate the doors and close off the front, as seen in the photos here. Decorative wood elements were also removed from below the windows, and the entire kiosk appears to have been repainted. Signage and decorations were removed. The straw roof remains intact, though. For reference, here's what the stand used to look like. We don't know when Garden House will reopen, or if it'll have the same name, or even serve sake. We assume it's going to serve sake. I think that became so popular that they needed better crowd flow through the building, and that's the whole purpose of this project. I would think also, like Norway, they're going to try to have this open for Christmas week, but stay tuned. We'll let you know when it happens. The Disney Conservation Fund has released a new button for its 30th anniversary. These buttons are available at participating locations inside Walt Disney World Resort when guests make donations to the fund. The new button features an ombre green and blue background with white text. The 30 has leaves growing out of the 3, and the inside of the O features the Disney Conservation Fund logo, signature D, covered with animals. Beneath the 30 reads Years, Protecting the Magic of Nature and Disney Conservation Fund. Guests can receive one of these buttons with a donation of $1 or more to the fund at participating locations. Often you'll find Disney Conservation Fund buttons at various locations at Animal Kingdom. Also the Seas Pavilion at Epcot is where these photos were taken. Several of the Disney Resort hotels have them. There's many places you could get them. It's a fantastic cause, and it's one of those souvenirs I feel like people buy every trip, and since they changed through the years, it's kind of a cool thing to collect over time. I always buy them, but you're probably sitting at home saying, Tom, you buy everything, and you're kind of not wrong. Crews are repairing the damaged areas of the MuppetVision 3D theater facade ahead of its transformation into a new Monsters Incorporated venue. Faux windows, windowsills, and arched brick designs were removed from the building this month, necessitating the facade repair. Crews have filled the gaps in the brick facade with gray paste. These spots are where the arched bricks and windowsills used to be, while the window shutters were between them. Near the top of the clock tower, a smaller rectangle is where a post used to stick out of the tower. There's also white residue across the facade that will likely be cleaned up after the brickwork is repaired. Concept art for the Monsters, Inc. area shows the theater maintaining its brick exterior, both a new marquee and clock tower wrap. Disney has still not announced what will go inside the theater, but the Monsters, Inc. land well underway at Hollywood Studios. Crews are starting to pour concrete around the new Toy Story Land snack kiosk in Disney's Hollywood Studios. The kiosk is located near the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge entrance and replaces a Toy Story Land sign, which was torn down this summer. The popcorn box-inspired kiosk was installed in October. Through the hedges around the kiosk, we saw a patch of fresh concrete near the stand. This area was a planter before construction began. The windows on the front of the stand also now have shutters, which will be down when the kiosk is closed. As we previously reported, there's a blank menu sign between the two windows. We don't know when the snack kiosk will open, and we don't really know what it will have, I guess, either, but nonetheless, it's coming. Will this one open Christmas week as well? I think so. I think we're going to have a busy week of covering the opening of snack kiosks, and that is a normal thing we do in this business. Stay tuned. Walt Disney Presents at Disney's Hollywood Studios is now opening earlier due to the high demand from guests to see the Taylor Swift's Eras Tour costumes. The display, of course, opened last week. Walt Disney Presents usually opens at the park's regular opening time of 9 a.m. It's now unofficially opening earlier for early entry at 8:30. According to cast members, this will continue until at least January, when the holiday crowds slow down. The display will be around until late January. More on that in a second. The Taylor Swift display debuted a few days ago, coinciding with the Disney Plus release of the Eras Tour, the final show, and the first two episodes of the End of an Era docuseries. There have been lines inside the space just to see the costumes and take photos of them. The costumes, of course, from Swift's Reputation, Midnights, and Tortured Poets Department eras. The display, again, we now know the end date. That'll be presented through January 23rd, 2026. Work continues on the expansion of Disney's Animal Kingdom's bus depot located at the front of the park. It appears that this addition will add 4 more gates. There are construction walls and scrim around the construction site at the end of bus gates 27 through 30. Crews have constructed an extension to the bus stop pavilion. The addition appears to be about the same length as the existing pavilion, suggesting this will add about 4 more. The extended pavilion has yet to be painted. It's currently light wood, but the existing gates have a dark wood finish. Crew members were actively working on the roof when we visited on Tuesday. Signage has yet to be installed for the new bus terminals, but they're on the way. Walt Disney World has increased their home shipping rates for merchandise, so now the maximum is $99.99 instead of just $40. This was secretly the best deal in shipping throughout the world. Like, you could ship so many things for $40. Of course, through the service, guests can have merchandise items they don't want to travel with shipped home for a fee. The shipping price depends on the value of the merchandise, not the size of it, and you could have multiple items shipped together. Domestic ground shipping is now between $19.99 and $99.99. That lower price is for items between $0 and $100 in retail price. It is $34.99 to ship items for $100.01 up to $250, and $74.99 for items $250.01 up to $500. Anything above that value will be $99.99 to ship. International shipping is between $30 and $150. Shipping increases by $10 for each $50 interval, starting at $0 to $50. Online reports from guests state the change went into effect recently. To ship items, you just talk to a cast member at any gift shop for information. It's weird. You can get a great deal based on the price of the item, but if the item's expensive, which doesn't always mean it's bigger or more fragile necessarily, you kind of get hosed. So, yeah. Chef Art Smith's Homecomin at Disney Springs is receiving a limited-time Brunchmas for the holidays. A post by the official restaurant Instagram account confirmed the dates for 14 days of nonstop Rise and Shine brunch. Starting Saturday, December 20th at Homecomin, they'll host 14 straight days of sweet, savory, and sip-happy options from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day until January 4th. Usually, Chef Art Smith's Homecomin brunch is only served on the weekends, but like last year again, for 14 straight days. You've heard us talking about renting DVC points through our friends at DVCRentalStore.com. Well, if you've rented points and gotten a taste of the DVC lifestyle, you might be thinking that it's time to jump in and join the club. But did you know you don't have to pay the price Disney charges for a membership? You could save thousands of dollars when you buy resale contracts. Contact our friends at DVC Resale Market to find out how much you can save. Go to DVCResaleMarket.com/WDWNT for more information. Disney has announced the closing date for Disney's Typhoon Lagoon and the reopening date for Disney's Blizzard Beach water parks. For the past 5 years, the water parks have mostly alternated opening timeframes, although were open at the same time this summer. Disney's Typhoon Lagoon will be open through February 14, 2026, and will then close for its seasonal refurbishment. Disney's Blizzard Beach will open on February 15th. Disney has not announced that the parks will operate simultaneously in the summer. Again, we'll have to wait and find out. But Disney also just announced that the Disney Water Park Seasonal Pass has returned, which allows guests the opportunity to visit over and over again. With a seasonal pass, guests can visit Typhoon Lagoon and/or Blizzard Beach from now until May 9th, 2026, with the exception of March 28th to April 5th, which is a blockout. A seasonal pass is $89 for adults and $83 for kids ages 3 to 9. The seasonal pass also includes one round of mini golf redeemable before 4 p.m. on any one date during the pass usage window at either Winter Summerland Miniature Golf or Fantasia Gardens and Fairways Miniature Golf. It also offers 20% off same-day rentals of polar patios and beachcomber shacks, subject to availability. You can purchase the Disney Water Park Seasonal Pass online. Disney Vacation Club has opened early registration for eligible members with qualifying resort reservations for the wintertime Moonlight Magic 2026 dates. Moonlight Magic events are done seasonally, with early and general registration coming throughout the year. As of December 16th, only early registration for the winter events has opened. General registration for qualifying members without a resort reservation will open on Friday, December 19th. The winter season event dates are January through March and are as follows. Animal Kingdom is on January 20th, EPCOT on February 12th, and Disney California Adventure on February 23rd. Members may register for only one event per season in the calendar year, allowing them to attend up to 3 events total for the year. Registration for each event opens roughly 2 to 3 months beforehand. Trader Sam's Grog Grotto at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort is now opening at 11 a.m. The bar had historically opened in the afternoon, but the calendar on the Walt Disney World website now lists operating hours beginning at 11 a.m. daily. It is still scheduled to close at midnight every day. The attached Tiki Terrace will also open at 11 a.m. now and closes at 11 p.m. Trader Sam's Grog Grotto, of course, is the tiki bar in the Polynesian, named after the Jungle Cruise character. This is the second Trader Sam's location after the one in California. This is a huge deal. Of course, in California, they opened much earlier than ours did, but now 11 a.m. to go to Sam's. This is great because there's always a wait to get into Trader Sam's, so it's great to give people the option to go earlier if they want to show people. This will give more people the opportunity to see this place, which has always been a problem. I love this. The Disneyland Resort website now has available dates listed in June and July 2026 for the Explore Key, which is the replacement for the retiring Enchant Key of the Magic Key program. As you can see in the image you're looking at now, the big difference between the Enchant Key and the new Explore Key is 39 additional days in June and July. The new Explore Key includes 43 days, whereas the Enchant Key only included 4. The Explore Key Pass is making its debut on January 13th. The price of the key is $999. That is a $25 increase on the key it's replacing, but it includes reservation-based park hopper admission with an ability to hold up to 4 theme park reservations at once, up to 10% off select merchandise and dining, 25% off parking at the Toy Story parking area, and 25% off the purchase of Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. But I will say, that many more dates for only $25 more, it's not the most egregious price increase I've seen from the Walt Disney Company ever. Disney Cruise Line has officially taken possession of the Disney Adventure from Meyer Werft Shipyard. The Adventure was originally scheduled to take its maiden voyage this month, but was delayed amidst sea trials. Disney Cruise Line Singapore said on Instagram, as Disney Cruise Line and shipbuilder Meyer Werft finalized the handover of the ship, the Disney Adventure is now one step closer to calling Singapore home. The maiden voyage set sail March 2026, welcoming guests on board for a magical moment at sea. Captain Mickey and Captain Minnie were joined by Captain Wolfgang, the shipyard captain, Bernd Akins, the CEO of Meyer Werft, Philip Jeannot, the Disney Cruise Line Portfolio Senior Executive Project Management, New Build and Development, Walt Disney Imagineering. Mike Davey, the project manager executive at Walt Disney Imagineering, and Captain Fabian, the Disney Cruise Line captain. The Disney Adventures maiden voyage will sail on March 10, 2026. The unique Disney Cruise Line ship began its life as the Global Dream, commissioned by Genting Hong Kong's Dream Cruises. Construction began in 2018, but Genting collapsed before the ship could be finished. Disney Cruise Line purchased it in 2022 and will be Disney's largest cruise ship, accommodating up to 6,000 passengers. It'll operate exclusively out of Singapore. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, also merchandise discounts through Carousel of Products, and more. Special shout out to our WIGS members watching who make the show happen every week. Real quick, I want to mention specifically to our WIGS members, but really to everybody, for the Tom Corliss It's Better in Tokyo tour, we are almost out of rooms. It's almost full. So go to events.wdwnt.com to sign up if you are interested. Go check out the details. But we are, I think, 2 or 3 rooms away from being sold out for our first ever tour at Tokyo Disney Resort and of Tokyo proper. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.